What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are off to freaking a great start with your businesses, whether you're working from home or working from an office here like I am. Just wanted to send some love and just share a quick tip that I feel will really help you in your sales, but most importantly, in your appointments. Okay? When it comes to closing, obviously that's a whole nother video. Obviously that's a whole nother subject. But before we can even close an individual, you got to get them to show up. You got to get them to get on an appointment with you. For the past 20 years, I've been closing, I would say, out of the 20 years, literally 99% of that 20-year period consists of me closing, taking someone's credit card over the phone. Okay? Very rarely did I ever do face-to-face sales. I remember one time I worked for a gym, one of the biggest franchise gyms here in San Diego, back in 2000 and let's see, I was there in 2009. I was going through a transition. I had just hit rock bottom. I needed something, and I was building a business at that time, but I also knew that it would be great to get out of my introverted self and go in front of the people and start networking with people. And if I'm going to be doing that, might as well be on the clock and get paid for it, right? So I thought a gym would be a great opportunity, which it turned out to be a phenomenal opportunity for that side business that I was building at that time. But I remember that was pretty much the only face-to-face sales. I was in memberships, so I was selling memberships, gym memberships, to people that were coming in. And man, boy, did you have to be a closer. Don't underestimate a freaking gym. The training that those guys go through is some phenomenal training, man. I learned a lot. But then I also learned that face-to-face sales is not my thing. I'd rather close you over the phone or over a webinar or something like this, you know? So back then, that was kind of my only face-to-face. So for the past 20 years, man, 99% has been over the phone. But how do you get people to show up? How do you get people to get on that appointment with you? First of all, if you caught any of my previous videos, it comes down to you being consistent. Whether you're running Facebook ads and driving traffic, or you're doing the prospecting yourself. You're the one making cold calls every day. You're the one sending out messages every day, or sending emails every day. Whatever you're doing, it all starts there. It all starts with your consistency in filling the pipeline to begin with. And then once you stay consistent with that pipeline and you have people that you're reaching, people that are replying, people that are picking up your phone call, you got to get them to show up on the next appointment. Unless you're just trying to reach out to them right then and there and try to get them on an appointment right then and there. I've been in sales jobs where it was a one-call close, where I'm making a phone call right now, I'm going to get that person on the phone right now, and I'm going to take their credit card right now. If you're in that business, which I've been in that business forever, right? That's kind of, and don't take this personal. Again, I come from this. You and I we're both cut from the same cloth. I've come from that. That was my experience for many, many years, being that one call closer. But as you progress, I kind of look at that as stage one. Stage two is when you're now more of a consultant. You're now more of a coach. You're now more of a professional. You're now more of a what's the word? I guess you can use professional. There are levels to the game, you guys. You got to understand that. You got to respect that. There is levels to the game. I just truly believe as you progress and as you get better at your craft, it comes with time, it comes with experience. It's no longer about that one call close, because you're not chasing little priced items or products, right? You're not pushing low ticket offers. When you're starting out, that's what you're doing. You're a telemarketer, you're selling, whatever over the phone, low ticket items. You can pull one call close. But when you're selling something at a higher ticket price, $500 ticket price, $1,000 ticket price, $5,000, $10,000 ticket price, it's not a one call close. Don't get it twisted. it is definitely not a one call close when you're at that level. So where I'm at right now with my social media agency, it's definitely not a one call close. But at the same time, it starts with the appointment. So it comes down to my consistency in prospecting. Then I get them on the appointment, and then I close them on the phone call. But it's already been a couple touches. I've already touched the prospect a couple times, scheduling the appointment, messaging them through Facebook, getting on the phone with them. By the time I'm on a phone call with them, they already know who I am. First of all, they're friends with me on my Facebook page. So if you caught my previous video, 100% of all of my clients, when it comes to my social media agency, are friends on my Facebook personal page. Okay? So they're already used to seeing me. They're already seeing me. They're already kind of getting an idea of who I am. So it's not necessarily a cold call anymore. But the whole point of this message, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but the whole purpose is, how do you get people to show up for your appointments? Here's what you do, you guys. Here's what you do. And this has been the biggest game changer for me. Because when you're in sales, you're the salesperson. You're always trying to chase that individual. You're always trying to, whatever they're doing at that point in time in their day, most salespeople don't even respect it. Most salespeople don't even understand that. Most salespeople don't even care. And again, that goes down to you cold callers. That goes down, this is out to you guys. This is for you guys that are out there one call closing. When you're calling that prospect, you have no idea what the hell they're going through at that point. You're catching them at dinner. You're catching them changing their daughter's diaper. You're catching them dropping the kids off at school. You're catching them while they're at lunch with their friend. You're catching them while they're at work. You don't know what the heck they're doing, right? And you're just trying to get on that phone and trying to keep them on the phone when they're trying to get off the phone and tell you that they're busy. You're the one call closer, so you're trying to keep them on the phone until you freaking can get your pitch across. That's crazy, you guys. That's ludicrous. So what do? When I'm reaching out to a prospect, to a potential client, whether I'm messaging them or whether I'm emailing them, whatever it may be, what do? I go for the appointment. My initial outreach is not to get them on the phone right now. I'm not messaging someone and saying, hey, are you available now? No, dude, they're not. They're busy right now, man. And even if they were just laying back, not doing anything, scrubbing their freaking you-know-what at home and just chilling, they still don't want to take your call just out of the blue. They weren't expecting your call. They weren't set up for your call. They don't even know you. It's all about the appointment. It's all about the appointment. Go for the appointment, okay? Most of you guys are going for the sell. You're one-call closers. You're going for the sell right away without allowing that prospect to be prepared for what you got to offer. You got to let them prepare. You got to schedule the appointment. So when I'm reaching out to people, I'm saying, hey, I'd love to help you. I'd love to give you some tips. I'd love to share what I can do for you and your business. When is a good time? Tomorrow to schedule a 10-minute call. And right there, I put the ball in their court. Now they're thinking tomorrow. They're not thinking, okay, this guy's trying to get me on the phone right now, trying to get me out of my comfort zone. I'm not doing that, right? So they're not thinking that. I'm giving them 24 hours in advance. What time works for you tomorrow? And then when they reply back, they'll say, oh, anytime. What rookies do is they'll reply back and they'll say, okay, how about 3? And then you're the one that threw that time out. And guess what? That prospect, they might make a mental note of 3, but to tell you the truth, 3 o'clock wasn't the time for them. That was the time for you, right? So you have to allow your prospect, here's the point of the message, you have to allow that person to give you their best time. So when I message somebody, I let them know specifically, and I quote myself, when is the absolute best time for you tomorrow? That's the question. And unless they reply back with their best time, I'm not taking the appointment. Once they reply back with their best time, that's when I schedule the appointment, and now it's all on them. They told me they were available at 3. They scheduled it mentally in their mind, and then what I do is I take it from there and actually put it on the calendar for us. But it was them that scheduled the appointment. They scheduled 3 p.m., not me. I just simply asked them what was their best time. When you simply do that, you guys, rather than trying to get people on your schedule, unless you're just already a high-ticket closer and you're already a freaking, you're already making 7-8 figures, then shit. The world is your oyster, right? But until then, you got to have these little tricks. You got to know these little tricks that are going to get people to show up. You cannot close people unless they're showing up. How do we get them to show up? Make them schedule the appointment themselves. Okay, Mr. Prospect, what is your absolute best time tomorrow? And just leave it open. They'll reply back and they'll schedule the appointment themselves. They'll say, David, I'm available at 4. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. I'll schedule us now. Look at your email, check your email for confirmation. When that happens, you guys, you're simply having them schedule the appointment, which puts it in their mind. Now, it confirms it in their mind now that they have to show up because they just scheduled the appointment. So it's just a bit of psychology that you're playing on them, right? And obviously it has to fit your schedule, obviously within your working hours, right? All that has to make sense as well. You don't want the prospect just to schedule some random time and now you have to make time for it. No, fit it into your schedule and let people know. Say, hey, I'm available all day. I have appointments. And here's another thing. Here's the second tip. Here's the second tip. So when I reply back and I say, okay, what's your absolute best time tomorrow to schedule 10 minutes so we can get on a Zoom webinar and I can show you what we're doing? They'll say 3 p.m. Okay, perfect. And then I'll schedule that, right? And then here's the next thing. My mind almost went blank. Here's the next thing. When we schedule that 3 o'clock appointment, whether it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or whatever, I ask them for their email. I email them a confirmation. They get that confirmation. They know that it's on their calendar, right? And then, dang, my mind just went blank, you guys. This is all real time. I'm keeping it real with you guys. I'm keeping it transparent. What the heck was I going to say? Because this is a good one. You don't want to miss this one. Oh yeah, here's what it is. My mind almost went freaking crazy right there. When I tell them, let's say for example, let's go back a little bit. Let's say, what's your absolute best time? Let's say I message them, right? What's your absolute best time tomorrow to put away 10 minutes so we can get on the phone and schedule, and talk about what we're doing. When I'm sending them that message, I'll also send them another message right away. And I'll say, hey, by the way, my calendar fills fast. I'm on conference calls all day. So let me know as soon as possible if 3 p.m. is going to work, and I'll add us to the calendar right now. And whatever niche you're in, let's say you're building a social media agency, or let's say you're just in sales in general. But let's say this example is for those of you that are in a niche, that are delivering services to a specific niche. Whether you're targeting restaurants, or you're targeting landscapers, or you're targeting dentists, or you're targeting chiropractors. Here's the golden nugget number 2. Here's what I tell my people as well. I let them know, and a lot of times I'm not even really busy with this in this particular case, but I'll tell them, like let's say for example I say, okay, what's your absolute best time tomorrow? And then they'll reply back and they'll say anytime. I'll reply back and I'll say, well, hey, you know what? I'm going to be, and let's say you're dealing with dentists. I have meetings all morning with dentist XYZ, And then after that, I have another meeting with dentist ABC. I can fit you in after that, but I absolutely need to know the best time. So when you throw stuff out like that, you guys, they know you're not messing around. They're thinking, damn, this guy is really busy with a lot of businesses just like me. He really needs to know my best time. Okay, damn, if I don't give him a time, I'm gonna miss out. I do that all the time, you guys. In my particular niche, I express through message that, hey, I'm gonna be busy with this company, and sometimes I'm not even busy with that company, but I'm creating urgency so I get them to schedule the appointment. I get them to think, to let me know, okay, what's your best time? I'm gonna be busy with your competitor in the morning, but let me know what time works for you best after that, and I'll add us to the calendar right away because my schedule fills fast and I got all kinds of businesses that I gotta talk to. So you guys, create urgency. Make them psychologically schedule their own appointment. Once you get them on that phone, and here's the thing, 99% of the people that you take through this process, getting them to schedule the appointment, letting them know that you're super busy and you need to add to the calendar. That's another thing. Let them know, say, hey man, I have to add us to the calendar. I can't just put down any time. I can't just call you whenever. I'm super busy on other appointments with your competitors. I need to add us to the calendar. So let me know your best time and I'll email you a confirmation. I ain't got no time to waste. When you come off with that approach, you guys, they know that you're not that traditional salesperson. They know that you're not that rookie. And they know that you take your business very seriously. Do not get on the phone with an individual unless that appointment was scheduled. 99% of those people that show up to the appointment are ready to buy. 99% of the people that show up for the appointment that they scheduled themselves are ready to buy. So you guys, stay consistent with your prospecting. Keep that pipeline full. Make that prospect schedule their own appointment. Get them on the calendar. Email them a confirmation and turn your business into a legitimate, professional looking business, and people will take you seriously. All right, you guys, so I hope that helped. Hope I can bring value to you guys. Hope it brought value to you guys, and if it did, give me a like. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, my name is David. I'm out here in San Diego building a social media agency and an affiliate marketing business. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit the little bell for notifications, and drop me a comment. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what type of business you're building, and let me know how I can bring value to what you guys are doing online. So crush it. Have a great week. Close those deals. I'll see you guys on the next video. Over and out. Peace.